Hello, everyone. This is Rashonda Rocoman, and we are really excited about kicking off this upcoming 12-week period on this upcoming Monday. So, Myra and I are taking some time to walk you through how to set your priorities, how to use the spreadsheet so you can be super prepared Monday when we get here. So, again, my name is Rashonda. I am based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And Myra, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day you're you're watching this. I'm Myra McCaskill Crenshaw, out of the Memphis, Tennessee area. Um, I am a realtor, well, real estate wealth advisor and CPA, and excited to be here with my business partner, Ro, out of Atlanta to help go through the 12-week year so we can help work together and come together to help achieve all of our goals and visions together.
Yes, definitely. And this is something that at this point, Mara and I have been doing this since 2020. We started doing a 12-week year group that the author of the book, The 12-Week Year, did. We ended up being in the same WAM, Weekly Accountability Meeting Group, and ended up being agents with Keller Williams in different area of the country. So that's really how we met with each other for the first time. So after we completed that 12-week year period, we continued to do 12-week, and it's just grown from there. So we're really excited about it. So what we're going to do is walk you through the basics of what we're using in our weekly meeting on Mondays. The meetings are always Mondays at noon Eastern time. Myra and I are in different time zones, so we always have to clarify which one we're talking about. We're talking noon Eastern. So what this recording will do is it will walk you from top to bottom of this spreadsheet that we all use. And then we'll end with just saying what to expect during our weekly meeting. So the first thing that we go through to help you figure out what your 12-week year period should look for is going from your future, from your vision to reality, and what we like to call the 7 circles, and ranking yourself on the 7 circles. So, Myra, how do you do that?
All right. So I will go talk about the 7 circles of what we're focusing on. If you click to the tab in your workbook, it's called, the tab's called Your Reality, Your Vision. And here is where we're going to have an honest and truthful conversation with ourselves about where we are in the 7 circles of life today. So we have 7 circles: your physical health, your personal life, and personal life is all about you. Key relationships that you feel most important. It could be your significant other, your children, your friends, etc. Your job is the daily task that you have to do every day in your job. So if you're, for example, if you're a real estate agent, your number one job should maybe to lead generate. So those tasks that you need to do every day. And then business, if you are, most of us are business owners, the overall vision of how you're going to make your business more efficient and productive. Finances, pretty straightforward on where you are in your finances. And then spiritual life, where are you at in your spiritual life with regards to that. So in this tab, we're going to go ahead and say where we are in today, 7 circles, and then rank it from 1 being as bad as it gets to 10 that you're excellent in each area of the 7 circles. So in this case in point, for example, we just did this person's reality is I am working out at least 3 days a week, at least 15 to 20 minutes a day. I am eating healthy. I have healthy eating habits, but I still eat sweets and processed foods, which are not healthy. My goal weight is 175, and I am currently 200. And and then you would rank. So this person ranked it a 3. So you want to rank yourself on that reality. So you'll do all that in the 7 circles. And then the next column is your blank year vision of what your life would look like. And the instructions are also down here. So you want to basically determine what you want your life to look at least minimum 1 year from now. You could put 3 years from now. You could put 5 years. A lot of us have done 1 year, a 1 year vision. So in all 7 areas, you want to put your 1 year vision, if you choose to do 1 year, for 1 year, of what your life will look like 1 year from now. And so this is example of what I am claiming and believing that my life will look like in my health area here. So you want to do that for all 7 circles. And then you want to rank how you, from 1 to 10, 1 being as bad as it gets, 10 being as good as it gets, how you would feel 1 year from now if you achieved that vision. Then you want to go over here and rank priority on what is your number 1 priority based upon your current life of where you're at right now. You want to rank these priorities, the 7 circles from 1 to 7, on what's most important of what you have to and need to focus on. And those top 3 priorities are what we're going to focus on in a 12-week year. So in this example, this person ranked number 1 their job. They really have to hone in on the things that they need to do for their job to help them achieve their overall goals. Number 2 is business. So we're really honing in on their business. And then number 3 is their personal health. So you're going to take those 3 priorities and then we're going to move them over to this 12-week action plan to focus on only those 3 priorities in this particular 12-week year that we will hold you accountable for in our WHAM group for the next 12-week year. So Ro will go over that sample plan of the 12-week action plan, and also she will do the one thing that will go on there too. All right.
Okay, cool. Okay, so as Myra mentioned, what the benefit of doing the 7 circles will do is, more than likely at this point, you may have your overall one thing you're focusing on for this year from your business plan. So let's imagine that your overall one thing for this year is that you want to have 20 million in closed sales volume. So if we take that one thing of 12 million in closed sales volume, and we say, how do I break that up in a 12-week year period? So if 12 million in sales volume, that means in a 12-week period, you want to have 3 million in sales volume. So your one goal focus for your 12-week period for this period will be 3 million in closed sales volume by April 1st, 2023. So it's just taking whatever your overall one thing is for the year and what do you need to accomplish in 12 weeks to meet that one thing goal. And this thing that we have right now is sales volume, because a lot of people on this call are real estate agents, but it's whatever your thing is. It can be sales volume, it can be network, it can be, hey, my one thing this year is really focusing on my health overall. And I know that everything else will be beneficial for that. So if you have a weight loss goal, then it's what's your weight loss goal for the 12-week period. That's what goes here in this yellow area, is your one goal focus. And then, as Myra stated, on the last sheet, we did priorities. So one thing to remember is that for this 12-week period, you can have 1 priority, 2 priorities, but you cannot have more than 3 priorities. For this example, we're going to go ahead and use all 3 priorities that was listed over in your reality and your vision, where priority 1 was a job circle. So for this case, it will be take 8 listings. Priority 2 was the business circle, which would be hire an executive assistant. And then priority 3 was the health circle, which would be lose 10 pounds. So one thing to keep in mind is that your overall one goal is your lag indicator and your priorities are all your lead indicators. Basically, what does that mean? Lead indicators, that's what I can control. Okay. Um, so all the tactics that's going to go under your priorities are things that you can control. And then what you accomplish, the 8 listings, the hiring your executive admin, the losing of the 10 pound, the closing 3 million in sales volumes, those are all your lag indicators of what's happened based off of the activities that you did. Make sense? So again, the one goal focus is a lead or lag. It's a lag. Your priority, take 8 listings, lead or lag, it's a lag. The tactics that go under your priority is your lead indicators. So how this spreadsheet is set up, let's stick with the column of take 8 listings. So in this example, in order to take 8 listings, one tactic is to launch your social media campaign. You have to do 2 hours of lead gen for listings 5 days a week. Door knock 50 homes around one listing each week and register for both. All of your tactics should be smart. They should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. In the 12-week year, each week is indicating your time frame that you're doing. And you see that this is specific in the case of doing 2 hours of lead generation 5 days a week. The biggest challenge we see, and Myra can probably agree with this, is that when we're doing our priorities and our tactics, we have way too much on here. Okay, you want to narrow your focus as much as possible. So again, no more than 3 priorities and no more than 5 tactics under each priority. You do not need to feel the need to fill every single space on the spreadsheet. You can narrow it down, like you see in week 1 for a priority to hire an executive admin. There's only 2 activities there. That's totally fine. So after you fill this in on what you're doing each week, every week may not have the same activities. Please keep that in mind as well. So let's say that you have a marketing campaign that you're doing and it's a 12-week marketing campaign and each week there's a different activity. So you shouldn't have the same copy and repeat thing for that activity. So after you list all your activities, you'll see that for week 1, there's a possible score of 10. You will see that there's an actual of 7. The way that you are able to get that 7 is when you have your activity, whenever a tactic is complete, make sure you do dash done. So where we see here, register for bold, the way to turn the 7 into 8 is I would do a dash hyphen, the word done. So it changes it to 8. And the spreadsheet will automatically calculate everything from you. And you saw that your score then went up to 80%. So again, don't forget dash done. This is very important in our weekly meetings to already have this done so you can report out your execution score. So quick reminders. There's going to be a difference between what you can control and what's going to happen afterward. That's your lead and lag. All your tactics should be lead things. Please, if you're going from doing only 2 hours of lead generation in a 7-day period, make sure that you're setting a realistic goal and not automatically going to doing 4 hours of lead generation 5 days a week. The way that this is set up is if you have something like drink a gallon of water 6 days a week, if you only drink a gallon of water 5 days a week, then you won't mark your spreadsheet dash done. Does that make sense? Anything else to add, Mara?
That's pretty good. That's really good. Just remember to not dilute your plan by adding everything that you're supposed to do during the week. We want to make sure that you don't add the lower level activities of what is on your regular to-do list. We want to make sure that you keep the weekly plan as with strategic items and commitments as possible. And also with the tactics, make sure that you are scheduling them on your calendar. So you want to, this is a living, breathing document. So you want to be looking at this pretty much every day.
This is not your honey to-do list. This is your real success list and the strategies to really drive whatever circle you're focusing on forward. One of the biggest gotchas that we see and that we've experienced and can share our own stories is sometimes we're not great at narrowing our focus and being realistic on what needs to happen to accomplish a goal. And the second thing is we're not looking at our 12-week year plan until it's time to calculate your score for the following week.
Yes.
And by then you realize, oh, if I only had one more day in the gym, I would have made it, but it's too late. So make sure you are putting it on your schedule. So after you have all of this complete, our first meeting of the 12-week period is this upcoming Monday, January the 9th. Is our kickoff meeting. At that meeting, what we'll be focusing on is sharing our one thing as well as our priorities, not necessarily the tactics. So if we use this example of like, hey, my name's Ro, my goal is 3 million in closed sales by April 1st, and I'm focusing on taking 8 listings, hiring an executive assistant, and losing 10 pounds. That's what we're doing in our Monday call. After that, the following week, during our WAM calls, how that meeting will flow is you will share your weekly score. In this case, right now, it's 80%. To stay on track for the 12-week period, you want your weekly score to be at 85% or higher. So that's the goal you're really focusing on, is seeing 85% or higher. So you'll come on, you'll report out your weekly score, you'll share what went well, or a struggle, one or the other, whatever resonated with you that week. And then as we move further on in the weeks, you will also be sharing your overall 12-week score. And that's at the bottom of the spreadsheet after you go to week 12. And so right now, the overall score is 81.82%. The way everything's being calculated is taking your possible task that you did that you said you were going to complete and comparing it to your actual task that you completed, and it's calculating your score. These meetings are 15 to 20 minutes on the calendar. Your soundbite is really less than 30 seconds. The way that the rhythm of the meetings typically go is if you know you need to drop off, you go at the beginning of the call. If you know you have some questions or you want to mastermind around something, you go at the end of the call. We'll always parking lot any topics that's causing a lot of conversation to make sure that everybody can get through and report out their score, because the purpose of the meeting is a weekly accountability meeting. It's not necessarily a weekly mastermind meeting to talk about one topic and nobody report out their score. So we'll end the meeting and say, hey, we're officially done. Everybody's reported. If you want to stay on, then we kind of go ahead and mastermind on different things like that. I am originally from Louisiana. Sometimes I talk fast like I'm from up north, but I am.
Sorry, you're doing good.
We are on Mo time. So we do start at 12 p.m. Eastern every Monday. All right, anything else that you would like to add?
That's pretty good. And just remember that we would highly encourage you to actually read the book and get the book, the 12-week year. We will include a link. We'll just continue to encourage you to get that book. And within it, if you read it, all of this will make even greater sense. And just remember that this is just to help you achieve your long-term vision of what you have, that what you want to use. If you're a real estate agent, this vehicle to help achieve your long-term vision. And this just helps to chunk it down.
And I'll say, out of all the times that we did it, no person's goal is the same. No person's tactics are the same. So you do not need to feel the need to only focus on job or business. A lot of times it's more important to focus on health, your personal life, your relationships, spiritual, and that helps overall from a job and business standpoint. So do what you feel you need for you. There's no comparison here whatsoever. Whatever works for you, do you, boo. So that is it. Myra and I are so excited and looking forward to seeing you on Zoom on Monday. So bye.
Right. Bye.
Zoom. Zoom you later. One thing that people do ask a lot is if we record the sessions and if the sessions was recorded. The sessions are not recorded. It's different every single week. And it's literally, hey, my name is Ro. My score is this. This is what I struggle with. This is what I did well with. That's it.
And
No, we do
we'll
not
send,
typically.
no, we don't record. It's a safe space. We'll send out that weekly accountability meeting agenda so we can know what you'll be ready, what to expect, and to be ready to report out.
Yeah, because we do talk about a lot of different stuff because everybody can have a different circle. We typically do have the 7 circles represented. And at some point, we need to have a conversation, a group think about something. So nothing's recorded. And as Mara mentioned, it is a safe space. So, well, y'all have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and we are here to help you out.
We are
Bye.
here. Bye.